Counter-Strike is known for its iconic casting duos, but out of all of them, one partnership stood above all the rest for at least half a decade. The legendary duo of Anders and Semmler were two of the most recognizable voices in gaming.
And well, that's what happens when you go around the corner happy with one dig. Oh, and another one! Oh, and a third! Happy!
If Just Exist survives, he's gonna win the round. There's no time! Oh my god, Freiburg, are you kidding me?
Happy even waiting for the push in. Fallen gets the spray shot anyway. What is... What? What was that?
But why is it that now we haven't heard them cast together in quite some time? To get to the bottom of this, we have to rewind all the way back to 2017. The first time we lost one part of this dynamic duo was when Semmler decided he'd move to casting Overwatch full-time. During the rise of Overwatch, many Counter-Strike players and cast jumped ship, since Blizzard was introducing massive paychecks to boost the popularity of the new game. The Counter-Strike community felt bad for Semmler leaving, but still regarded him as a legend. We all felt like we lost a vital figure in the Counter-Strike scene and hoped we'd see him return one day. A couple years passed, and naturally, the void Anders and Semmler left got filled up by other casting duos. Some even arguably stronger at dissecting the game analytically while still maintaining the high-energy commentary. Anders was still around, and got mostly paired with Moses, and together they created a new vibe, opting for a more analytical, old-school approach to casting. This means if Semmler would eventually make a return, he'd have a lot more competition than back in the day. And eventually in 2020, he did come back. But not in the way you'd expect. He still brought his high-energy play-by-play commentary to the games, but after being away for 3+ years, he naturally had some Counter-Strike knowledge to catch up to. The memes had changed, the tone wasn't quite right, and the viewers could now make a comparison between the new casters who'd made a name for themselves and Semmler, who still used his recognizable old commentary style. People started to notice that over time, even his high energy started to decrease. Combine that with his lesser analytical knowledge, and slowly but surely the community's preference started to shift away from Semmler. But the real problems started to arise around the end of 2021. In 2021, ESL announced a new women's league, designed to give female players a dedicated path to pro, and Semmler had opinions. He started tweeting, which is never a good sign, criticizing the intentions of the league but simultaneously somewhat endorsing it. Essentially, in the first couple tweets, he says that the female-only league is good if the goal is to get more women into esports. But if the intention is to play against tier 1 male teams, then what's the point of this league at all? Many players stood up against his comments, saying that having both leagues encourages more women to compete in all spaces, and it's overall healthy and empowering for women in the scene. But Semmler doubled down, this time with a less filtered approach, saying things like, "When will the men-only tournament be scheduled?" Or, "Pronouns in bio, checks out." He kept responding to the criticism and he got visibly annoyed. Even though he kept getting more backlash, now also from casting colleagues, he in turn continued shutting down every argument. A couple days later, he made his most controversial tweet yet.
Subscribe to Decoy Strats, he's almost at 100 subscribers.
Outrageous. Sorry. Moving on. Unfortunately, this isn't where Semmler's Twitter rant stopped. A couple months later, he noticed transgender players competed in the ESL Impact League, which sent him on another tirade. It was a complete mask-off moment, where he, on multiple social medias like YouTube comments, podcasts, and of course Twitter, announced his disdain towards the transgender community in general. A decent part of the community was outraged and believed that there was no place in Counter-Strike for someone who handles these issues so carelessly. This is also where any company would tread carefully in hiring the once fabled commentator. According to Semmler, he himself turned down the next major tournament gig, alluding to some bad blood between him and the hosting organization PGL. Because this tournament was in COVID and there were many restrictions in place, the community gossiped that because of strict vaccination laws in Belgium, Semmler ethically didn't want to go. His right-hand man Anders, however, put these rumors to bed quickly. When he tweeted, for him, it didn't have anything to do with the vaccination status. Now, 3 years later, Anders remains active in the Counter-Strike casting scene, commentating with other partners on every major stage. But Semmler, he remains quiet. After stepping away from top-tier casting, whether or not by his own choice, all he tends to appear on are a couple podcasts. It seems like behind the scenes he's being shunned by most major events because of his controversial posts. And even on his personal Twitter, things are silent, which is a strategy he probably should have implemented 5 years ago. Is there a way Semmler can redeem himself and perhaps find his love back for the game he once pioneered as a caster? Only time will tell. But for now, we can only wonder if we'll ever hear his nostalgic voice again.